Welcome back to Dungeon Complex. Loyal citizen, you may recall from our last mission recording that our group of troubleshooters failed to properly film a commercial for the new Formula B3 in the red can, and after a small nuclear blast, many clones needed to be replaced before debriefing. In the day cycles following the incident, Mac R-DOS 2 was transferred to a new assignment in R&D. And after a dangerous day of testing experimental equipment was filling out the proper paperwork. We now rejoin Mac R-DOS 2 mission recording in progress.
As you're filling this form out outside of the room you just did this experiment in, the next sucker's going in to try out the boots you just did. On your way out, you pass one of your buddies waiting in line, someone you know that's also a mystic. You guys occasionally do drugs together. He's the guy you know that told you about the B3s. I'll let you know the guy in this sector looking for B3s at PLC is named Tyler R. NDR1. Works in a PLC. Bring him the cans. He can trade other types of drugs for it. He takes those old B3s into a drug. They're being pulled from market. Apparently now connected with the distribution of B3s. All kind of inside information. See that guy if you want to trade B3s for stuff. He waits his turn in line. You're dismissed for the day. You did your test, so you pretty much have free time now.
I go see Tyler R. NDR1 about this B3 trading scenario.
Alright, so you go PLC, busy. There's always people there trying to get stuff. It's basically like a market for this sector. They're trying to acquire things with their credits, things that they have to have for missions. And there's different queues, different lines for each one of those type of things. This is more of a personal request. Go in that queue and just hope Tyler's up there. I rolled high enough that if you ask around for Tyler, they'll get him for you. Now, do you have any forms? Request any items? So if not, he's got to pretend like you're doing something up there. Con check from you to pretend like you're doing something official while you do this, to con the people around you in line to not look suspicious.
Natural one.
So what's going to happen is Tyler's going to hand you a B3 complaint form. And so everything looks totally legit. If you want to return some B3s, he can process that for you. Hopefully whatever drugs you're looking for or whatever you're looking for is small enough that you can slip it across to you. As long as you're not trying to get anything big, you make it happen.
I'm going to return my entire collection of B3s.
Oh, you have B3s?
Yeah, but he only put 2 in his locker. He had 2 on him when he was blown up.
Alright, so you can trade the 2 that you have. 2 drugs of your choice. They've got Mystic Pill, Wider Awake, Easy Does It's, Little Black Friends, and Wakey Wakies. Oh, and Inner Happiness. So you don't know much other than just what those street names tell you.
I'll take a Mystic Pill and a Little Black Friend.
You spent plenty of time in this line now. It's almost time for your cafeteria block on the day when you're permitted to go into the cafeteria. You go eat some goo, some slabs of protein, whatever they're serving for today's meal.
I'm sure whatever it is delicious.
You enjoy it, and then, as you're enjoying your meal, haven't had a chance to rest from your long day of work and shopping yet, urgent all call comes out over the loudspeakers from Friend Computer.
All registered troubleshooters report to the nearest briefing room for immediate assignment.
The all call, I see lots of groups of people going off, at least one member from every clone family that's a registered troubleshooter. And now that your clone brother that was clone number 1 is gone, you're the registered troubleshooter in the family. You've got the laser now. So you have to head to the nearest briefing room. Gibson R HKD2 is down in the infrared sector on some patrols down there due to a recent spike in vandalism. Gibson is on patrol in a hallway near you, Lovar. You don't know each other, although you have seen each other once in a briefing room. Lovar, you're stationed at an elevator. It used to have a red door that's been painted black. You're guarding it and making sure infrared citizens don't get on it, even though the door is painted black. You're supposed to stop them from getting on, even though it looks like they're allowed to. Gibson is patrolling the same hallway. There's graffiti along the hallway, so you're just like watching out for any, you're doing patrols, make sure no one's out doing more graffiti, basically. Your boss in the army. You're a superior in the army. Same thing.
Do I see any cans of spray paint as I'm walking?
There are no cans of spray paint just lying around. Obviously, you guys were sent here after the spray painting happened, and you're just patrolling, make sure nothing else happens. When this announcement comes over the loudspeaker in the infrared sector.
All registered troubleshooters, please report to the nearest briefing room for immediate assignment.
Not again.
That's me.
If you're head of your family, you need to report to the nearest briefing room.
Alright.
Go find my superior.
So there's a lot of activity right now, a lot of guards splitting off. You could probably assume your clones will be sent down here to replace you and take your spot. They're probably getting a call now, wherever they're at on it. This all call seems important because lots of people are peeling off, so everyone's going towards the nearest briefing room.
First, I'm going to dig in my pocket for my comm link, activate it, and say, "Mic's on, boys."
It's a one-way communication device, so it can't go to all of your clones, but you can go to your next in line and so on, or you can use it to communicate with the computer. Anytime you're communicating with the computer, it's going to not be heard by your clone. But
Yeah,
anytime
no,
you
no, no,
anytime other
flip it
time you
on.
have open one-to-one communication on it.
I'm going to flip it to transmit to 3.
It'll hear, at least at some volume, whatever happens to you.
Tuck my trench coat sleeve over the comlink. Go find a computer terminal.
Like I said, there's not many computer terminals in this area, and the ones here are pretty large. There's already a line forming. You've got 8 guys ahead of you with that computer terminal, but you can assume they're doing the same thing. So you can wait in line and ask for yourself, or you can watch one peel off and follow them. That's kind of
Yeah, I'll do that. Are they red clearance down here in infrared?
yeah, it's all red clearance guys like you.
I'll just follow.
Same thing for you, lover boy. Or you know there's a briefing room. You're at the elevator. You can easily take the elevator up to the briefing room. You know there's one upstairs. It's marked. It's the rooms down here aren't marked.
Cool, well, I'll just take the elevator up then.
Right, you take the elevator up and go to the upstairs briefing room that you know where it's at. It's pretty close to the elevator, so you think that's probably, in your mind, that's the closest briefing room. Meanwhile, upstairs in the red level, Roger R. Run 2, doing some work in HPDMC.
Great big sigh, smile with my put on my forced smile with veins popping out and everything.
Yeah.
Look over and would I know where the nearest briefing room is?
You're in the red level, and you know there's a marked briefing room in this area. So it's a little bit of a walk from here. It's past the cafeteria and stuff. It's kind of back near the dorms. You know where it's at.
I'll go right there.
All right, you leave your desk at HPDMC. Stop watching the footage you're
I put a
watching.
little sticky note on it, and I'll be like, gone to do troubleshooting.
A little tidbit from HPDMC for you there, Roger. You were there when you filmed a commercial recently. You know they tried to use some of the footage, but one of the cameras only shot in X-ray vision. And the cam-by camera, a lot of that was damaged, but they did use some explosion footage and some of the X-ray skeletal footage. They are editing a commercial for the new B3 drink. You've been contacted by a B3 rep several times at your desk. It seems like you're getting pushed in that direction for the HPDMC. So a rep's been hassling you a lot about B3. So you also will notice the price of B3 has gone up. It is now 12 credits for a can of B3, which is ridiculous.
Ah, it isn't. That's fine.
Well,
It's become even harder to get, especially in the infrared areas and in parts of red area near the elevator where some graffiti vandalism was also done. Those machines were blacked out, which makes them inoperable. So B3's having a hard time right now, and they're trying to bounce back, so I think they're looking for new ad reps and stuff, so I think you're getting pushed in that direction. But you get up and leave your desk and head to the nearest briefing room. In that area, you will find Mac R and now Love R. The three of you are in line at this place now. If you will recognize each other, I'm sure you will.
Hey again!
You guys will notice that Roger R. Run's clothes are still dirty and singed from an explosion of some sort. He's definitely not up to hygiene standards. Do you have money to buy any more clothes?
Yeah, I do. I have a pretty good considerable amount.
Would you have liked to... We didn't play, which is your own problem now. If you would like to notice that everyone's looking at you in your shitty clothes, and if you want to run to PLC real quick and grab another uniform before you do this mission.
Is that what you're wearing?
I'll go buy a new uniform.
I start just wiping my hands because I was
Because you're near him, okay.
You know, I'm just...
It'll be 60 credits right now for replacement jumpsuit, and your reflect armor is still dirty.
Can I buy something there while clean up my reflect armor?
You can get a wet wipes pack for 2 credits.
I'll do that.
Got 5 wipes in it.
Alright, and I'll start polishing it up on my way there.
So you guys, the lines move forward. You guys a little bit closer. Roger R, do you want to try to get back in line with those guys that you kind of know? See if they'll let you cut with them.
Yeah. I'll be like, you guys look so great today. Thank you so much for holding this place in line. That was so cool. You guys are the best. You guys should get promoted. I got a 5. Mine is a 9. So underneath of a 9, so 5.
This guy's trying to bootlick you, but he's also the same level as you. So bootlicking only usually works for superiors. So either he's treating you like he thinks you're a superior.
We should probably just get to the back of the line, otherwise everybody behind us is going to be upset with you for trying to make it to computer first.
We're just looking out for you.
Oh yeah, these people don't want you
I
cut
guess I'll
line.
just go to the back of the line. I wouldn't be
It's an urgent mission, so you get back in the line. So you, Love R, and Mac R are close in line together, but Roger R is way in the back of the line. Back in the infrared sector, our good friend Gibson's getting close to the front of the line.
Looking sharp as always.
There's only one guy in front of you. He's smiling, waiting his turn, tapping his feet in line.
Does his smile look real, or is he a traitor?
I mean, it's hard to tell in Alpha Complex. He's smiling, though. It's always hard to tell if it's real or not. You can get into a conversation with him to see if he's really happy, but he's definitely putting it on.
Smile on my own. How you doing today, citizen?
Oh, just a wonderful day. It's so glad to get called away from work for a troubleshooter mission. Nothing bad ever happens on troubleshooter missions, you know what I mean?
That's true. You know, any sort of service to printer is good service to friend
I'm
computer.
sure the computer knows what it's doing and is always looking out for our best interests.
That's right. What's your name there, friend?
My name's Della R. GDY. 1.
I'm Gibson or HKD2. What service group do you serve Friend Computer in?
I work for the Army.
Oh, yeah, no, my clone brother before he died was deployed with a troubleshooter from Armed Services. I do most of my work in HPD and MC.
What are you doing down here? Passing out flyers? Doing some promotional thing, or?
I'm sort of on mixed dispatch to see if people down here in infrared need any special attention from HPD, especially, in light of all of this vandalism that's been occurring down here. That's not really very much in keeping with the development or mind control aspects of our department.
Yeah, it seemed a little odd. Have you seen any of what it says? I don't get it.
What don't you get? I haven't seen what it says.
Oh, I'm stationed around the hall, mostly it's just cameras and stuff blacked out, but around the hall someone sprayed Ergo-KTC.
Ergo-KTC?
It's hard to read because it's black on black.
Yeah, the black on black, I imagine, would be very hard to read. You're right at that, Delaware.
Took me a while to figure out what it said, but if you get the right angle, the light bounces off it.
It said Ergo-KTC.
That's what it looked like to me. I've been staring at it all day. I was stationed right over there. Points around the hall.
Interesting. All day, you said?
All day cycle. I've been there.
All day cycle. I just don't understand what's getting into the head of these vandals. They don't seem to be following the directives of Friend Computer.
Probably
Who looks out for them every waking moment of their day cycles and night cycles.
Probably just another commie trader. I'm sure one of us has to catch him. That's the door buzzes and opens. The guy in a red uniform walks out. He's like, oh, that's me, I guess. He walks in, the door closes behind him. It's a very small room, almost closet-sized. But there is a computer terminal inside.
I miss Friend Computer.
You wait for your turn. Upstairs, Love, R, and Mac are now being led into a room. The door's open. You guys are in a room. It's not a briefing room yet. It's like a waiting room just outside a briefing room. But you guys can now sit down and take a number. You guys like to take a number?
Yes.
Number it up.
Usually you don't have to, but it's so busy today. You guys are 802 and 803. You guys wait for a while. Roger R comes in late. He gets number 853. He's a little behind you guys in the queue. You guys wait patiently for your number to be called. There's a Fringe computer screen on the wall. You guys get to watch fun propaganda commercials. Troubleshooters. TV comes on. There's an ad from B3 apologizing for the increase in price in B3 that, their loyal customers will be rewarded and that they collect empty B3 cans. And with an empty B3 can and a comment card, filled in comment card, you can earn credits towards future B3 purchases. So it's encouraging customers to still purchase their products even though they're very expensive now. So until the price drop, any empty B3 can buying with a comment card will get you B3 bonuses, B3 points. There's a new episode of Looking for Trouble coming up. So you guys see a commercial for that. Follows troubleshooter groups around. It's kind of like cops. So it's anything that your communications officer would film that gets edited into a cop style format. So you guys see a commercial for an upcoming episode of that. While you're waiting, you guys no commercial footage of your clones in there, unfortunately. You guys wait.
Oh.
You guys are near enough to Roger R if you do want to talk to him. I don't know if you guys gathered much from the briefing last time, but judging by Roger R's previous outfit and the stuff said in the briefing room, he survived something your clone siblings didn't. So if you want to talk to him about that while you guys wait, might be a good time to do that. You guys can sit near each other, though you have different numbers.
You made it back. Cool. So, what happened to make your clothes go all crazy like that?
I exploded.
You exploded?
Yeah, I was almost disintegrated.
How did you not die?
I'm a little bit tougher than, other people.
You're a little bit grosser, too, mutant.
Well,
That's the attitude I expect towards mutants in this game, actually.
I just laugh along. It's true. We are gross. We have to work on it.
Mac also registered mutant, but at least he accepts that he's gross.
I give him a long look. Not like any hostility, just a very long look.
You see that your other friend Mac is also on the registered mutant armband now.
I also stare.
I mean, is your mutant power also gonna get us killed on this mission?
You did it to yourself, Mrs. I'm supposed to be in charge.
Well, you didn't because you're talking to a clone. Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you look exactly like someone I once knew who was very terrible about keeping the mini nuke safe.
I get the feeling you're talking shit about my clone, mutant face.
I just said it was about someone I once knew. Didn't necessarily mean you. Or a relative of yours.
Whoever it was, they looked exactly like you.
Yeah, looked exactly like, and
I didn't say
did
that
something
either.
that you don't like on a mission where you recently...
Totally, so this one person was just really horrible with taking care of things that they were in charge of.
Yeah.
They let a drug addict with captain.
Yeah,
It's not your fault. I mean, come on, man.
Well, whatever powers that I may have, some may look as a scar on this society, but I obtained all of my own during gestation, during Friend Computer's guidance. So I look at them as gifts that have been on me to better suit, better defend our great society here and do whatever Friend Computer advises.
And you're registered, so you are using your mutant power in the service of Friend Computer.
The only exception.
That's the only way.
Downstairs, And the infrared level, Gibson R finally gets his chance in the isolation booth with Friend Computer. To get in, you have to scan your card.
Tongue print?
And tongue print, of course.
Scan my card and tongue print.
Alright, so your ID is registered when you enter the room. Like I said, small room. A few more people can fit in there with you, but because of this mission, you're allowed in one at a time. You know exactly what's going on.
Damn faces.
Hello, Gibson RHKD1. Friend Computer needs your help. A commie trader has vandalized Alpha Complex property.
Everyone.
Congratulations. You have been chosen to aid Alpha Complex in the cleanup of the vile communist propaganda.
I'll do all that I can to aid Alpha Complex, clean up of vile communist propaganda. I'd be happy to do so.
Please report to briefing room R57759 for further instructions.
As you have commanded Friend Computer, so shall I execute flawlessly as usual. Thank you for this mission.
The door buzzes open.
R57759.
Alright, you go upstairs, you take the elevator, which is now painted black, but you know it's the red elevator to the red zone. Takes you back up to the red clearance level, where the rooms are clearly marked. You find a large queue, a line of people waiting outside this briefing area. You get in line?
Do I see anybody I know?
Not yet, no.
I'll queue up. Good queuing up. I've queued up my whole life.
You were number 612. But now that you're in the waiting room, you might recognize some people from a previous briefing. They've all seemed to group together and sit near each other while they're waiting for numbers to get called.
I'll try to catch one of their eyes.
Right now it's at 526.
Yeah, I'll wave and try to catch one of the eyes. Hopefully the only one that isn't a filthy fucking mutant. With my right hand, one that is not comlink.
Yeah, you're in a small room. I think you'll notice him waving at you. You can come over. You can approach you guys. You guys will all recognize each other from that briefing, the recent briefing that informs you that your clones died except for Roger, whose clone didn't die.
Yeah, because that's his mutant power.
What is the mutant power?
Apparently blowing up and killing everyone except yourself, I guess?
Love R is welcomed first into the actual briefing room, where there is a Friend Computer screen, although it does not say anything, and 3 briefing officers that just has the eyeball that's overwatching. But there are 3 briefing officers there ready to greet you and discuss your mission parameters and stuff. They pull up your file and say, alright, they do some typing on some large comlink screens. So they have like mini comlinks, which are like wristwatch, and then larger ones that are like phones, and then ones that are bigger, they're like iPads. They have the big iPad versions. These guys are orange and yellow clearance, so they're a little higher than you. And they're gonna go ahead and call in anyone else who will be part of your troubleshooting group, get them out of line, no matter what their number is.
Mac R Dose 2, Gibson RHKD 2, Roger R Run 2. Please join Love R Boy 2 in the briefing room now for immediate assignment.
You guys are now going to all join each other in one briefing room. Love is already there, and so are 3 officers. 3 officers that Roger might recognize. Same ones from your previous mission. The rest of you might also, because they were there for the debriefing. Apparently the higher officers stationed in this area.
Oh, hey, guys.
They don't care about you or want to exchange pleasantries. They just want to brief you on your new mission. So a masked vandal has used black spray paint, host cameras, bot sensors, including vending machines, the vendies, and has painted some communist propaganda on the walls. They're assigning crews to clean up some different areas. You guys are going to be assigned a sector to clean up, and be on the lookout for anyone wearing a black mask or in possession of spray paint. If you find anyone with those items, confiscate them and report them to Friend Computer immediately. There'll be a bonus for any team member that confiscates the most spray. There's also a 1,000 credit reward for capture of the culprit. But like I said, just make sure you don't try to apprehend them yourself. Turn them in. A member of INSEC will be sent later to question them and apprehend them. So if you just find someone with spray paint, report them. Unless you catch them in the act, then do whatever it takes. Shoot them if that's what it takes. But if you just find spray paint or the mask, report them, and INSEC will question them later. Have very little info on the incident. Yield to your loyalty and your love for Friend Computer now. Encourage you to embrace this mission. It may seem like a lowly mission because it's a cleanup mission, but it's a very important mission because it's getting rid of communist propaganda, cleaning cameras so Friend Computer can watch us all and keep us safe. So it's a very important job. That's why it's an immediate all call for all these troubleshooter groups. You guys, of course, are going to accept your mission because if not, it's treasonous. Is anyone not going to accept this mission? Everyone's real excited. Everyone's smiling. Thumbs up.
A face like this, Bricks. Just plastered excitement, like on a billboard.
Alright, they're gonna, the one with the larger comlink pad is going to pull up some information about you guys to do assignments. He's gonna go ahead and pull out the patches to hand out for you guys to have assignments. Some of you, this is your first time being a troubleshooter, so hopefully you read your troubleshooter manual about the different types of jobs you might get and what you might be expected to do. So now it's time to determine what jobs we have. The leader patch is distributed to Love Our Boy.
Better job than that other person.
Let's hope so, because you're the team leader on this mission.
We all do a standing ovation.
I definitely applaud.
I applaud as well.
Alright, so you understand your responsibilities as team leader. And then after that, they will hand out the happiness and equipment badges to Mac Ardos. You get 2 jobs because these teams are smaller because they've got so many teams going out to do cleaners. Let's say there's a lack of 88 9Bs. So they made this more difficult, but they thank those of you that did complete your 889Bs to make this decision easier.
We all stand and applaud.
Yeah, they advised whoever in
Definitely
this group didn't, be advised that treasonous to not fill out the proper paperwork, A, and B, it makes it harder to assign you guys the proper jobs.
My bubble.
Who wouldn't finish their forms in time?
I don't know. Who's gonna possibly-
Gibson RHKD1, you are awarded with the duties of Communications and Recording Officer and Loyalty Officer.
Important.
And Roger R. Run, you are now Hygiene Officer.
Yeah.
Good
Is
thing
that the
you
best fit for him?
good thing you changed your clothes and wiped off your reflect armor,
That's
huh?
exactly what I say out loud.
I
Alright.
bumped to Loverboy. Wait, he wasn't clean earlier?
Oh,
I say
actually,
impeccably coiffed as always.
it was pretty gross, actually, considering he was like a dirty mutant. He was telling us about his, like, ability to blow up. They're all fucking weirdos.
Perhaps he's just not feeling himself lately. Might need to take this little happy pill.
I'm sorry to survive a new.
You know, that's a good idea, Happiness Officer.
Yeah, the briefing
let's
officer
start
says, well, before you guys start drugging each other, let's make sure we get some stuff out of the way. We're going to go ahead and hand you guys an equipment request form, filled in, like in type, like it's been printed out. There's an area at the bottom where you guys can add in any extra requests. There is a form, it's handed to the team leader, of course. Love, you have this. You have the list of all the equipment you guys need to take to PLC to request. It includes one R&D item, but it should be available at PLC for you because of the urgency of this mission. Deliver them all to PLC to be wrap it up in one big order here. So all you gotta do now is take this list to PLC, get this stuff, and distribute it as you team leader sees fit. You guys have been given a sector map that tells you where you need to go to clean. Luckily for you guys, you are not down in the infrared sector. It's up here in the red sector this time you guys are cleaning. At least you have to slum it with those infrareds.
So it was one of our own.
Well, they had black spray paint, so they could have just come up here and spray painted the door black, spray painted the floor black, and then like walked around and said they were legal.
But they have access
Dare
to.
I even suggest, Makar, it might even be someone with a higher security clearance than us.
That's a conspiracy
I
theory
can't-
for everyone.
I can't believe it.
I find it that weird, strange that a trader would be promoted by Fred Computer.
Well, you know, there's all
Questioning
sorts
the
of...
logic of Frank Computer?
I'm questioning somebody who's questioning the logic of Fred Computer, sir.
Yeah, I think Friend Computer would probably figure them out. Traders don't tend to be the smartest people, which is why they're traders, so
I completely agree with you.
we're on the same page, mutant.
You guys head down the corner around the cafeteria towards the nearest PLC branch to acquire your items. You guys will arrive at PLC. There's a very large line when you guys, so you guys have to wait anyway.
No problem, Muty scum.
I know, right? Like I'm totally waiting for every time we to be on the same page. Totally correct, you dumb, stupid mutant.
Because I'm a little bit surprised, so
I'm so proud of you.
Humans are never right, so this is
you're
this is
catching
an anomaly.
on, second-class citizen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty straightforward mission, so I don't know what we're gonna need.
You guys are waiting in PLC. You wait a long time. They're out of a lot of things. People are complaining. It's quite a hubbub there because all of these troubleshooting groups are going out at once. But your team leader has your equipment list. Does anyone want to add anything onto it before you guys get to the front of the queue? 2 cans of blast-off spray, 1 ID card reader, 1 comm link, 1 ILTR, 1 laser barrel, multi-quarter 1, which is like a handy cam basically going from one program, SCS Model 3, also 6 Easy Does It pills, MTK for your equipment guy, 1 scrub bot for your equipment guy, 2 cans of blast-off spray specifically for your equipment guy, 10 Easy Does It's, and 2 wider awakes for your happiness officer. Also 2 cans of a new formula of B3, simply labeled with what looks like 4 zeros. Or get someone else to try them. They'll include 2 comment cards, and these cans are also redeemable with a comment card for B3 credits. Obviously a test man. And you also get 3 Speedy Clean Atomic Power Brushes, item number 43621.
Now, Roger R needs all 3 of them.
That's gonna be a running joke.
43621. After you guys waited a long enough time in line, no one adds anything to the list? No one requests anything else?
5 grenades.
You're the team leader.
I
Do you
need
wanna
a
add this to the
mini
list or no?
The hygiene last completely clean area.
That sounds really destructive, but also sounds like it would remove. I guess if there are no walls, then they can't be dirty.
Exactly. It's the ultimate
Do you request
hygiene.
these 5 grenades and mini nuke or less?
And
Or?
a vandal have a hard time hiding with no walls.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, can
So
you
wide-
imagine if we get to be
just
the
a
ones
wide
that
open
blow up that
space.
fucking traitor while he's spray painting? That would be incredible. That would be the
It would be
best,
incredible.
absolute, most dramatic
a
footage
mini nuke.
ever communicated to guys.
That would
to
be
request a
great.
mini nuke for your
Leader,
footage.
I think that
I would like
your
to
support
request- can
of
I
my
get-
initiative is really, it really speaks to your leadership qualities.
I agree. He's so good at leadering.
Can I squint a little? I'm squinting a little bit. I narrow my eyes slightly
Yeah,
at the
Roger.
mutant.
If only we could blow up everything and still be able to returned empty cans of undamaged spray paint.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that totally.
Okay, I think that maybe in anticipation of us being the lucky ones that find the traitor, and we get to create, like, mastermind a super sick death, let's get one grenade, and then the equipment dude can just be, like, a good shot. You just use your mutant powers to, like, be a good shot.
I don't think you know how mutant powers work.
You're a mutant.
Because we're not filthy fucking mutants.
What the fuck? Yeah, just make your mutant stuff can just make your aim real good, and then we'll just, like, blow that traitor up.
You try to add one grenade onto your equipment list before you get to the front of the line?
Sure, can I just write one grenade?
Well, you have to request it and see what happens. Request all this stuff that's going to be approved, obviously, because the computer has it, as long as they have supplies. And let's see how much of that stuff you get. You get all of it except the 2 extra cans of blast-off spray. You only get the 2 that are designated for your equipment officer. They're running low. They're running low on blast-off because it's cleaning mission. They can't fulfill that. As far as the 1 grenade you requested goes, they can give you that, but it's got to go to your loyalty officer.
Okay.
Loyalty is best enforced at the last of a grenade.
You're being given all this stuff, and now you, Love, can distribute this equipment however you like. You can give anybody any equipment you choose.
So we're gonna obviously move away from the front of the line because we don't.
Yeah, you guys got there's space to go. Yeah.
Let's head over to our sector and get a little bit more space.
Yeah, on the way there, do you guys want to walk or auto car or?
You know what? If there's a fucking auto car around, let's hop on that shit. No need to be inefficient with our time, right?
So a lot of the auto cars are getting picked up quickly because people are getting taken on these missions, but they seem to be being sent to this area on a regular basis because of this mission.
Computers
exactly. So cars are showing up pretty regularly. So you might have to wait a minute, but if you want to wait and grab one, you probably have to get in line. You're going to line up for cars basically. If you want to wait in line for a car, you can.
So I just have to give them here. This is all the stuff that we got. So whenever we're done, when we succeed with this mission very soon, make sure you return all this shit because you're the equipment guy.
I marked that down on the form.
You'll lick the paper in the spot where you're supposed to put your tongue print.
I was raised by a computer.
Well, now he has the list, but are you still distributing the equipment, or are you letting the equipment guy distribute it?
So I'm going to hang on to the things that we don't really need until we find the traitor. But loyalty, dude. Here's a ILTR. You're going to need that. Yeah, and then it's a multi-quarter one. So
Multi-quarter one, nice.
I mean, hopefully, I'm sure it's going to be good enough quality to pick up this sick blast when we, like, murder this guy.
Honestly, as long as we get some awesome camera angles for when we murder this abominable traitor, I'm going to be happy. And I'm going to be super glad that I served friend computer through YouTube later.
A lot of troubleshooters just hope some of their footage ends up on Looking for Trouble, the cop-style troubleshooter. You just want to end up on the screen one day.
That'd be so fucking exciting.
I was like, wouldn't it be cool to get on Looking for Trouble?
Each and of our clone families be basked in the glorious glow of a computer screen showing our valiant efforts in destroying this scum.
Yeah. Taking that in mind, the communications officer, remember, part of the communications officer's job is choosing how to shoot things. You can shoot it in the style of a Cops episode, and that might increase your chances of some of it ending up on that show, or you can shoot it for other purposes, but the more directorial power you take, the better, really. You're supposed to capture what goes on, but you're also supposed to sort of create a propagandic fiction of what's going on. Don't be afraid to reshoot things. Trouble shooter.
I'm really good with throwing my hands.
Alright, so then what else we got for a second?
You're dirty, you paws away from me.
Thank you, Raisin.
So I'm going to turn to Macardos. I got a pile of stuff for you in addition to that paper. We got an MTK here. It looks like you get the only 2 cans of blast-off spray, which of course, priority 1 is going to be the most important thing. And here's a scrub bot, which is super helpful because all fucking machines are super helpful.
It chirps at you. It's already on. It's working. There are roles you have to make. I forget what is on your sheet. There are roles if you want to make it do things. But otherwise, it'll follow you guys around. Whoever has the comm link, it'll follow the comm link.
Well, I guess since you got to have the scrub bot and scrub bot follows the comm link, you should have this comm link. Again, pretty logical.
You can use it to communicate with the scrub bot. Anytime you interrupt the communication, the scrub bot will just do its own cleaning routine in the area, kind of like a Roomba. So if you change your comm link to transmit to your clone or to contact the computer, the scrub bot goes on autopilot, basically. But as long as you have the comm link on, it's set to follow you. Sort of like a Bluetooth kind of. It's connected to you.
All right, here you go. Well, these were going to go to Equipment Guy anyway. So also, Mac, here's some Speedy Clean power brushes. If you're in R&D, I guess you know how these work.
And of course, you don't need 3 because you only have 2 arms. They seem to be a handheld device, so you can distribute them as you see fit. Equipment Guy, nothing to hand.
So with their 3...
Well, as I'm the leader, I guess, or Mac Roger and I should have the brushes because Gibson's going to be busy monitoring everyone's behavior and getting them sweet-ass angles. So,
You're going to go ahead and make an executive call on that?
Yeah, executive call, communications officer.
Alright, so you probably should listen to your leader unless you want to be accused of treason, so you guys distribute the brushes as you're told.
So I give Lavar back 2 of the atomic power brushes.
And Lavar will hand one to...
She gives a tongue print to make sure that this is cool and it's all recorded.
And you give one to Roger. The three of
Okay.
you have
I
speedy
have
clean
one.
atomic power brushes.
Actually,
and Gibson has the camera and the ILTR.
This can go to my impression of Lavar, our glorious leader, but since Roger R is the hygiene officer, I think it does also make logical sense that he has 2 of the atomic power brushes.
What, I'm gonna need one for both hands or something? What?
They seem kind of hard to wield in one hand. It seems possible to wield in one hand. They seem to be sort of more like truncheon size things with what looks like toilet paper roll size battery sort of in the middle of the scrubber, and then a head that comes off top with a round brush on top. It's about 2 inches in diameter.
I got some tape to stay secure on Roger R's hand.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, like tape him to his arms and the brushes are just like extensions of his arms.
Edward Brushy Hands.
Oh my god. Great, and you're like,
I support all these ideas.
That would really make a great, shot. For,
I know, I bet nobody else has ever done that before.
It will definitely set you apart from the other troubleshooter groups.
Wow, that'll totally get us on TV.
Because there's a whole lot of groups cleaning graffiti, so you want your footage to be special.
Hell yeah. That's gonna make us stand out for sure. Great
What
idea.
about the spray off? What was it called? The blast
Blast off?
I think,
I'll spray.
Someone else can apply it.
I'll apply it and you'll just brush. Right.
Edward spray brush hands.
What is this Edward spray
That's right.
hands that you're talking about? What is this reference?
Wait, are you a leader of communism? And I turned the multi-quarter one on.
Oh, the multi-card has started recording officially now.
Say it again. 2
Roger R.
I asked, what is Edward brushing hand? What is that a reference to? What
Wait, who said
What
Edward Brushing?
I'm saying is treasonous.
And that's old world culture, that is treasonous. If your character
I
actually knows
think
about
it'd
it.
be a great sort of tagline for this video that we release.
Wait, so your name's not Edward?
Me?
Yeah, wait, what's your name?
Roger.
Roger Brushing Hands, that's all.
Roger
You forgot
Brushing
your name,
Hands.
that's all it was. Roger
That's
Brushing
all it
Hands.
was.
There you go.
I thought
That
your name
makes
was
sense.
Edward.
You're
not Edward R, it's Roger R.
I'm, bouncing a lot of people with a lot of ideas.
You guys did just meet.
meet every day.
Well, here you go, Roger. I'm gonna give you these 6 Easy Does It pills and an SCS Model 3. Go ahead and put those in your pack and then hold your hands out. We'll get you taped up here.
And so
Wait, does he?
I guess I'll just do this.
The happiness officer was what he does. The hygiene officer is supposed to
We
get
still-
the hygiene test, SCS Model 3.
Yes, so hygiene gets it an SCS Model 3. Put this with your stuff and then hold your arms out.
Before we do this, I still have a protocol that I need to go through.
Yeah, here, Macar Dose, you actually get a whole bunch because you're going to get 6 of these as happiness officer and then 10 of these as the equipment dude. And then there's also a couple
Well, the hygiene officer is supposed to get 6, but happiness gets 10 and 2. But you're the leader. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I wanted to give them.
You can distribute the pills as you like. Oh, if you're following computer orders, I like that.
Yeah, so hygiene gets.
So Roger gets 6, and Macar gets 10 Easy Does-Its and 2 Wide Heroics.
Yes.
6 Easy Does-Its for Roger.
I'm gonna hang on to these sweet ass cans of B3. Maybe we can get some like chugging B3 in front of an explosion shots. Like
Yeah, or chugging beats.
Will we kill the traitor?
Gibson, do you have a laser pistol? Because here's some laser barrels.
I open my trench coat and display 2 laser pistols and a laser rifle. I come armed to the teeth.
Oh my gosh, can we get this mission underway, y'all? I am super anxious.
You're the leader.
Alright, so everybody's got all their shit. Loyalty officer, since you've actually got a gun, perfect. Here's laser barrels. You're probably going to need those when we see them. 1 laser barrel handed out to loyalty officer. Let's go. Sector map, open. Bam. This is where
auto
we're
car's
going.
there. Auto car, operation and maintenance. Who's got that? Who wants to try to operate the auto car once you guys get in with all your stuff?
Roll a 4.
Alright, successfully your leader pilots the auto car to the sector you guys are supposed to go to. Just like an Uber. You guys are dropped off right where you need to be. Red sector, red walls, red vending machines. Out of order right now because the view screen and the display screen have been black spray painted. Cameras in the air have been spray painted, so computer cannot record any of your activity in this area.
Goodness.
Except through the multi-core that your communications officer is recording.
That's why
Until you guys clean. So now it's your job to determine what they need to clean first and in what order and all that stuff. Computer
While
bless
we're
you.
in the car, I've got tongue prints for all the things that happen really fast.
Alright, so you
Smart.
you authorize who has what equipment, basically.
So I authorize that Roger has the 2 scrub brush things.
You
that
saved
are
them
indeed-
too.
So if anything happens, you can pass blame.
I gave Gibson, our loyalties officer, idea. I gave him a can of that blast-off spray,
So you
and
each
our
have
leader
one?
a can of the blast-off spray,
And you have
so
one.
that they could
You guys
use
are
the
the blast-off
blast-off
now.
spray.
Wait,
while
wait.
Roger R is also
double
R&D
Yeah,
scrub brushes.
well, shouldn't you and I have the
With a camera?
recording?
Yeah, with the camera, I got a gun in my hand.
I said absolutely.
Alright, so it'll be
I just wanted to
you and the leader
make
that have
proper
blast off.
changes to my equipment log. So now I have one blast off spray.
And the team leader has
My
one.
fake leader has the other. Tongue print, all good.
You guys have arrived in your sector. There are 8 cameras to clean of black spray paint in this area. Until those 8 cameras are cleaned, computer cannot record what goes in this area except through you guys. There are 16 vendies. This area is very heavy with vending machines. You guys are kind of near the cafeteria. There's a lot of vending machines in this area. Most of them are B3 vending machines, although some of them are for other snacks and stuff like that. All the B3 vending machines, which is 11 of them, also have cameras on them now because it's the new B3 machines that have bot brains and stuff. So once you clean the sensors and stuff, the bot brains can talk to you. But while they're blacked out, they're pretty much inoperative. They're out of order.
Damn commie trader.
There are 4 Ergo KTC graffitis on this wall, so there's a bunch of them up here. You guys can actually see now. Someone has spray painted Ergo KTC on the walls.
Oh, that's some communist thing. Better not to think about it.
And there are 4 doors in this area, doors that used to be red that have been painted black that you guys need to scrub down. That's let the team leader decide what gets cleaned first and who cleans what. But that's what needs to be cleaned before your mission is over. Once you guys clean all those things, your mission is done. If you achieve any extra goals, that's just bonus points.
And how close is another group to us?
These sectors seem pretty large. You can probably see the other groups in the distance, but not well. Like they're way down the hall. Yeah, you've got space. Like they're down there, you can see them, but they're tiny. They're far enough away that you can do the thing with your fingers where you squish them between your thumb and your index finger.
Yeah.
Like they're far enough away. So these sectors are pretty large.
We may need to start with the video cameras. That way, the more we do, the more it gets reported.
Yeah, because the video cameras, I'm assuming all of them are just like up in the ceiling. So we're gonna, as with every good cleaning plan, we're gonna work our way from the top down. So we're gonna start at the top, all the cameras, and
You got 2 people doing cleaning. You got one person with 2 hands taped with things taped to their hands. But it means someone else has to turn them on and off because the switch to turn them on and off is on the cylinder part. In the middle is where the off-on switch is. There's also a safety switch.
Don't I just need to turn them on? I mean, what's the
I
point
feel
of
like
turning
this
them off
is
until
markedly
we're done?
unsafe.
I guess you got a point.
Come with me, Roger.
Alright.
Mac, you do those on that side over there, and we'll work our way towards the middle and clean all the cameras, and then we'll do all of the bendies. Get this area back up and monitored for all of our safety, really.
So these truncheons do make your reach about 3 or 4 feet longer because of the long handle and the long brush on the end. But it's still kind of difficult to reach the cameras. And you can do it, but you're like on your tiptoes. It's very hard, and you can tell you're not gonna be able to clean the whole camera without.
Why don't you just fly?
I can't fly.
You either
So,
start
wait.
school or you stand on someone's
Wait a
back. Or,
minute.
But
That
what kind of
kind
mutant are you?
That
Like,
kind
what do you do?
that kind of can't-do attitude.
unless one of you is taller than 6 feet.
Dude, I'm 6'8".
Fine.
This big motherfucker right here can reach just fine.
Roger, script.
On the other hand,
Mountain of a man.
Mac Ardos, you're not that tall, are you?
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Mac Ardos is having trouble reaching the cameras though. So you're over there like on your tiptoes trying to get the camera and having trouble.
I gotta give this guy an easy does it, you know? Perk him up a little bit. This is great. This is a great mission.
Put it in his mouth.
Do you refuse the happiness officer's pill?
Why would I do that?
There's lots of reasons you might. But do we need to talk about what an easy does it does?
But, I want to do like something like, no, I'll be enthusiastic. I'm pretty good. Don't worry about me. I'm super excited about this thing.
Fast talk. Roll me a fast talk and talk your way out of taking an easy does it.
While he's talking, I'm gonna reach over and turn his arm scrubs on.
Both of them?
Yeah.
So you turn the standby mode off, so it's off of
Oh,
standby.
that was a
Yeah, and then I'm
nice
gonna
show.
hold
I
up one of the cans and spray it.
Blast off, you spray the camera.
No, just a little like. I don't want to waste it. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a little
Look at
hut.
us. I want to ensure that we get everything clean that we need.
Alright, so your arm scrubbers start warming up and they're taped to your hands. And what did you roll for fast talk?
I rolled a 19.
Oh, so your fast talk is not successful.
You getting this?
It was rolling.
I'll be like, alright, whatever. Isn't that going to be seriously detrimental to my performance? I would
No,
like to
you're
do
gonna
my best
be
for French
uber
computers.
efficient. You are double cleaning. This is a gift.
Talking about the easy does it. I don't want it to get in the way of Frank Computer's glorious effort.
Get in.
How could the happiness pill get
I
in the
think
way
you're gonna
of
need to
doing
take that
productive
pill,
labor?
Yeah, this gives you a generic, free-floating, apathetic happiness. It makes you feel like it's all good.
I think the loyalty officer should be documenting this.
Oh, it's all on
I
camera
would
there,
love to.
Magnar.
I was
rolling.
You love to take the pill? Alright, you take the pill that makes you very suggestible. You are now oblivious to danger. You are very suggestible. Pretty much anything someone tells you to do right now, you'll do because of the easy does it. But at the same time, you do feel happy, and it's all good. So once you've taken that pill, that almost immediately sets in. So now, no matter what happens, you feel good about it. You have these 2 scrub brushes taped to your hands. You just took a really happy feeling pill. They've sprayed the camera. You're the only guy tall enough to reach the cameras, and you got both your brushes like going wildly. They're turned on now.
Don't go wildly. Do it properly. What are you doing?
Because they're taped to his hands, it feels kind of like it would be. It'd be hard to control. So you've got these things taped to your hand. You're trying to clean a camera now while you're on drugs.
All right, so I'm gonna walk over
Hey, that
to.
sounds like how I got through college. But
All right, so I'm gonna walk over to another 3 cameras and be like,
You go and hose them down.
"Hey, Roger, these are your other 3 cameras you're gonna do. Then can I ask?
You got it, boss.
Hey, Macardos, can you turn the scrub bot on and let's get him rolling?"
Robot seems to only be able to move along the floors. It could clean the walls if someone would pick it up and hold it
Yeah,
onto
okay.
the wall,
That's
but it
what I was
can't.
gonna say.
It can't stick to the wall.
I was gonna say that. Okay, in that case, I would like to pick up the scrub bot and use it to clean vast swaths of.
On the walls where the Ergo KTCs are, so you want to get to work on one of those?
Yeah, let's get those things out of here.
Roll your scrub bot to see if you can use the scrub bot in that way.
I got a 6, and my number is 5.
So unfortunately, it's very heavy. You didn't realize how heavy it was, so you tried picking it up.
I'm strong as
Hey, what's your
hell. I'm
strength?
in the armed forces.
18. No,
18?
it is very high, but it is very heavy. So you can only do it for like a minute at a time. You've got to put it down. So,
So can I put it up at the top and like,
yeah,
and
you
spread
could
it
do
down?
like you probably should have to like do a letter and then wait. So you can go ahead and
Okay,
like I'll let you go and start doing like the E and scrubbing it off. Blast off would help, of course.
Hey, I got some of that.
Right. You get to work on the E. You're filming all this, of course.
Hey, you got you? Can you see my muscles in this? You see how much I'm doing this work? Got me.
Gibson winks to Lavar and says, "Oh yeah."
Nice. And then what is
He also tucks one of his hands in the pocket of his trench coat. Unknown to everyone, I put it around a grenade.
Okay.
I bet you did.
Mac's trying to clean, but he has trouble reaching the cameras. Unless you want to put him on vending machine duty, he's like, he can only reach the bottom of the camera.
All right, so I'm gonna be like, "Hey Gibson, look at that! He's on his tiptoes and he can't reach. That's hilarious. Film it."
You just like swipe around and get a good shot of that.
Yeah.
He's like jumping to try and reach the camera.
You get a good shot of the shorter guy trying to reach the cameras. Blooper reel.
That's hilarious. Hey, Mac, why don't you start on the vending machines?
Perfect. So I go and I start on the nearest vending machine. I'm also trying to stay
Or
on
as
the
they're
lookout
colloquially known, Vindies.
Vindies, and I also am trying to keep my eye open for any signs of a masked man or perhaps fingerprints, evidence, perhaps.
Smart. Keeping it a close eye.
Yeah.
Is there
while
anything-
I'm cleaning.
I'm gonna walk over to the equipment officer real quick. I'll be like, "Yo, you should try one of these pills, man."
So you have some cameras to be cleaned.
I already cleaned that one.
I sprayed 3 other ones. I told you that. Clean the other cameras. What are you doing?
You're suggestible, so you're gonna go do it.
I'm gonna go do it.
I'm gonna keep my eye on you. So why?
All right. So during this period of time,
R,
you've got these 2 things on your arms. Roger R, you're gonna notice that the cylinders, the power cylinders in the middle of these brushes, are starting to get hot by the time you finish the first camera. Like they're heating up.
So I've said out loud, I'm gonna keep my eye on you. So I'm gonna do that, please.
What would you like to try to power roll
What
on?
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stare at one of the scrubby brushes
That's
that
in-
are currently taped
Roger?
to Roger's hand, and
You actually
So
tried to
fucking
kill
funny.
me.
Because he's close to you, I'll say after you make this roll, temporarily subtract 2 from your power.
oh, I rolled a 17.
Is that below your number?
That's the same.
It's still gonna work. So you're gonna be pretty close. When you do this, you've gotta be within like 5 meters of Roger. So you're within 5 meters of Roger when you do this, when you use your mutant power.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're pretty close. You're watching him clean this camera. So he's now started the second camera, and when he's doing that, immediately his scrub bus catches on fire. It's taped to his hands. Also, the blast off is extremely flammable, so now the lens of the camera is on fire. Hopefully, your recording officer is recording this because this is probably great footage.
What are you doing?
Oh yeah, this is hilarious.
Can I attempt
One
to
of your
get
arms,
off?
like one of your weapons, is basically on fire right now.
I shout, Roger, you scum, what have you done?
Put that fire out,
It's on
idiot!
fire! The thing caught on fire!
And it's taped to your hands, so you can't get it off. All you can do is like shake it.
Well, I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna run over to my team leader Roger, who's right next to me, and I'll be like, hold it out to her. Be like, touch it, get it off, get it off. And I'll be like,
He's trying to attack our leader.
You're very suggestible, and the team leader just said walk away. Because you took your easy does it, you're going to be compelled to walk away.
I shout at Roger, put it out on yourself.
Because of the easy does it, you're compelled to do all these things, and you don't even mind. So you burn yourself right now. I'm going to roll a d20 of burn damage at this point in time. Oh man, I rolled a natural 20. That's a good burn. Luckily it's only in the 4 scale, so it's just a wound. You're definitely like burning your skin. You can use mutant power so it doesn't look like a burn. You can just let yourself burn right now, but you're now like literally putting something that's on fire onto your skin. You know, this is a deep burn. This is burn ward burn, and you're burning yourself.
I'll be like, nah, I didn't do anything. I think it over.
He's pretty much putting it out on himself. So this one scrub brush is pretty much ruined after this, and so is one arm of his new jumpsuit that he just bought. And part of his arm has probably got some burns on it.
Oh my gosh, what did you do?
Our hygiene officer has completely messed up sleeves. This is ridiculous.
One sleeve.
I pull my hand out of my pocket, the one that was gripping the grenade very, very firmly, and I jot some things down on my LTR.
And you don't even have to be the loyalty officer to recognize the irony in this situation. So you're telling me that you broke that thing? Are you going to break the other one?
Team leader put it on my arm.
I didn't tape it.
This is not how the equipment's supposed to be.
There are no instructions for this equipment.
I mean, you can hold two, so why would you not?
I don't know. It's experimental. Maybe we should jot this down for experimental purposes. Well, then I'm going to take
Needs more testing.
I'll take the other one and put it. Yeah, I'll take the one off my arm and I will put
the broken one.
Whoa!
You're gonna need some help. Yeah, it's taped on. You need some help getting it off, but it is broken. So if you want to request help getting that one off,
that would be great.
The battery's fried.
I shout, Roger, you should mash the one scrub brush off with the one that's busted.
That seems like a terrible idea.
But you're very suggestible right now, so...
I mean, there's a limit to suggestibility. There's not like, I will jump off a cliff if you tell me.
Just what about a chutzpah roll, just to be smart enough to not fuck up a piece of equipment and hurt yourself. The match. I'll let you be smart enough not to fuck yourself on this one. You do want to remove it, because that was... the suggestion was like getting it off of you. You're smart enough to ask for help getting it off of you, I guess.
I'll ask for help.
Mac, can you help him with that piece of equipment? I'll take the scrub brush that you're using and continue with the Vendy work while you help him.
Alright, so you continue with the Vendy work. The one you're holding is also starting to overheat. There's a standby button and on-off.
So can I,
off standby, on standby, standby, on off.
Can I turn it off, flat off, and
off,
start
off.
using it like a manual brush rather than
let it cool down for a minute.
feature? And then when I do that, I'm going to turn and tell them what I'm doing and suggest that Roger turns his other brush off before he burns that one too.
Or you damage war, friend of computer's precious equipment.
So one brush is damaged, but you guys turn off your brushes you go manual for a minute. Every time you guys turn on these speedy clean atomic toothbrushes, I need you guys to roll a field weapon roll to see if it's successful or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do it manually until it cools down.
Alright, it's cooled down. You can try it again.
I got a 10.
Oh. So it's going to start beeping. So obviously you didn't let it cool down enough.
Well, I'll flip the switch back to off then. Yeah, I mean, I'm just continuing.
How about you, Roger, with your brush? Do you turn it back on? Now that you have a free hand. You're just going manual after this? You're playing it safe and just going manual?
Yep, just really get in there.
Roger is not turning it back on. He's just trying to do it with his big muscles. He's a big guy. He's trying to scrub with his big scrubby arms.
I'll film that. You know, it's nice to see
manual labor.
Deviant mutant free put in the work for Frank Computer.
When it's in the on position, the paste comes off really quick. It's like a sonic toothbrush kind of thing. Off, it's just like a regular scrub brush. It's very hard to clean when it's off. In the on position, it's very quick. So if you leave it off, it'll just take you guys longer to clean.
I mean, I'll keep trying to turn it back on.
Roll a field weapon every time you want to turn it on and see how it goes.
Well, really, whenever it feels cool in my hand is probably when I'm going to try.
Field weapon and see what happens. That's all I can say.
I mean, yeah, I'm just going to wait till it's to the Dutch. I got an 18.
That's also higher than your field control, I assume.
Yeah.
Still beeping.
Alright, well, flip the switch back to off then. So, what's the scrubby bot doing?
Unless someone's lifting it up, it's still on the
Wait,
floor.
so is Mac taking the brush off of Roger and Roger's just cleaning like normal?
Roger got one brush.
He just
the
started
one brush is still
I
taped to
didn't
his
do anything.
hand.
He just started cleaning again. So I assumed that he turned it off and would clean with it not on power mode. Well, I guess while this is going on, I can also try and do this because I was looking for
What about security or
surveillance or
security or surveillance would be good. That tends to do more with like opening doors and getting through stuff, but it can be used for that. I feel like surveillance and security.
I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be that hard for me to like while I'm cleaning.
Yeah, to like look for clues.
And see like oh that would look like a finger or a handprint or something. Like he got nope.
Yeah, you don't know.
Everything just looks like black spray paint. No fingerprints, no nothing.
The fingerprints are probably on the can, which you don't have.
Sorry, loyal citizen. We interrupt this mission to remind you that listening to the next episode of Dungeon Complex is mandatory. Have a nice day.
This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.